So Nate, this is my guy here. You guys just met offline, but Patty Maroon, who is shitting gold the past 1,000 days or so of his life, and has a great deal to do with the success of the last three championship teams in Stanley Cup. He's joining us now from Tampa. Pat, are you still in Tampa?
Oh, I just got back last night. I flew back to St. Louis, so I'm back in the Lou, hanging.
And looking 17, bro. You shaved that beard.
Man, hey, shave logic all day. So
listen, the funniest thing is, like, I didn't want to bombard you after the thing, so I texted you, but then I saw the post of you on the float, or on the boat in this case, and I saw that look in your eyes.
Oh, yeah.
Zoomed in on that picture and screenshotted it and sent it to you. It didn't have to say anything with it. You knew what I was saying. What would you tell me?
What did I say? What I say?
I've been drunk for 5 days.
Lack of sleep. It's crazy. We were going hard. Our owner's kid was getting married, so we couldn't have the parade that weekend. So like the boys were just burning down the city all weekend until the parade came Monday. And like when the parade came, like we were all hammered by noon, like all of us. As you can see during the parade, we were all running in the rain. Just fun. I don't know what we were doing, but it was fun. The fans deserve that more than anything,
Dude, you guys are like the new Boston. I was saying earlier, it's like Tampa is the city of champions. And I feel like, well, one observation, and by the way, for people listening, the first interview I ever did in my life was Patrick Maroon. This was about 3 years ago now.
Yeah.
In the middle of the St. Louis Blues Stanley Cup run. And I thought it was cool because we knew each other from back in St. Louis and knew of each other mostly, but like run into each other a few times. And so I was like really excited for the hometown guy making a run. And lo and behold, 3 championships later, you've seen land parade in St. Louis, and now you've seen 2 by sea. So what's better, land or sea?
Someone asked me that the other day, and I'm like, it's just so much easier to go up to the fans. But a boat parade does look cool when you're going down, and there's like I just shocked how the boat drivers maneuver in that. It's pretty fucking impressive, man. But I think the boat's cool. I really do. But I think land, just because you're so close to them. But like, I walked down Market Street. I wasn't even in my float.
Mm-hmm.
I think we were kind of the first team, St. Louis, the first team to ever get out of their floats and like go in the stands and like party with them, throwing beers, hugging people, stealing the cops' bikes and riding the bikes. And it was just, but I think that's fun because you're so close to them. You know what I mean? Boat's cool because you get to see, the people surrounded by you, the wall, the other boats partying, what other guys are doing to the left of you, what other guys are doing to the right of you, like guys taking the Stanley Cup on jet skis. Fuck, we had divers on staff because that thing was ready to go down, So
yeah, it's like GTA, dude. Like people are in all types of vehicles.
Didn't someone dent it? Didn't someone drop it? Didn't they get dented?
You're talking to him. Oh. You're talking to him, bro.
He dropped it?
Yeah. Man, it was a complete accident. Obviously, we were drinking all day, and the cup keeper was behind me, and I went to go lift it, and where we were in like the family, like where all the families were, there was like puddles of water, and it was so slippery, and my feet just went underneath me. And as I went to go pick it up, I'm going back with it, and I was like, oh no, I might lose this thing, and I was like trying so hard to like not. And the cup just literally took me to the left of me, and I'm like, "Oh fuck, this isn't good."
Wait, how heavy is it?
It's 35 pounds. Or 34 and a half pounds.
That's pretty.
So it's pretty heavy.
Which, when you're drunk, that's 70 approximately.
No, yeah, that's pretty heavy
for sure. Yeah, they were cool. They seen way worse, that's for sure. And it was they knew it was a complete accident. The only thing I felt really bad for is the guys because they were supposed to go out that night, and I didn't mess it up, but my feet and my drunkenness. I was so top heavy. Like the thing's heavy, so like when, like you said, it feels like 70. but fuck, it was literally complete action. You know, people are saying we disrespected it, man. Like, shit happens. You know, like I'm sure the Lombardi Trophy's been fucked up before. You know what I mean? Like,
well, the good thing about the thing that's so different, and this is what's cool about y'all's thing, is like you get, from what I understand, it's the same trophy every year, and you know they etch it in, and then like you spend a day, which everybody knows and sounds really cool. Like I got my 2 trophies, but you got to get them made. So like the risk is not there, and it's much more easy to handle a Lombardi Trophy. That thing's like super light. Yeah. And really, like when I held it for the first time, I was like, this is it, but like, oh, I could like get fancy with this thing. Like moving that Stanley Cup looks like moving a refrigerator or something. It's like not only heavy, but it's awkward.
Yeah, it's heavy for sure. It's heavy.
What did they say? So you say they've seen worse?
Oh yeah, way worse.
Talk to me about.
I mean, fuck, like it's anything. I mean, I apologize to them. They called me the next day. I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but like, Patty, things happen. Like, don't worry about what happened. He's like, I said, I'm just more worried about people saying I disrespected it. Our team did, because no one knew really who did it or what happened. And like, Pat, you fell, like
that
you literally slipped.
Anybody, like you weren't like doing something acrobatic with it. You weren't doing, like, it could happen to anybody. It could have happened to you.
It was in the middle of the freaking families, and I just literally slipped off. My back's been killing me ever since.
That was my next question. Did it fall on top of you? It seems like that.
No, it didn't, because it fell to the side like that, and I was trying to hold the whole thing up, like, and I was still in my hands, but. What are you going to do, man?
Like slow motion feeling, like, you know, when you're fucking up on the ice or like on the field, like when we used to fuck up on the field, it happens so slow.
So slow, so methodical, just like, and you're like looking around, making sure no one sees what just happened. But I don't know, the cup was dented until we lifted it back up, and I saw it. I was like, oh shit, no, this would happen to me. This would happen to me.
Well, listen, statistically speaking, you've won it enough that like it could have happened to anybody. Enough people win it 3 times, they're either bound to drop it, or I just think like it's amazing that you told me you had to wait 5 days for the parade. Like there's no say uncle in y'all hockey guys. Like, dude, like the football players, we would have gone so hard for 3 days. And it's not that y'all go any less hard, but we would have said like after day 3, like, fuck it, let's take a day off. I feel like maybe I'm wrong. And on top of that, I think it's the toughest parade in pro sports, because you guys just get done with like this grueling marathon of a playoff, and then you got to get drunk immediately. In fact, game 5, tell me, did you crack a beer under that table?
Which table?
Press table afterwards. Were you
did you hear it?
I heard the beer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which table?
I had 2 in my hand. The one was behind my name, and then I poured it and I finished it real quick, and then I went behind the thing and I cracked one. But we get after. We didn't leave the rink that night till like, I don't know, 5 in the morning, 4 in the morning.
What's Pat Maroon's hangover cure? Is there any besides hair of the dog?
Just get back on a hair of the dog. Just get back on the pitch right away. You got to hit. If you hit it hard, you got to hit it back harder. You know. Yeah. So,
what did you think when the Tampa Bay mayor said that she wanted you to lose Game 4 so that you could win at home Game 5?
That was like, it was just like, why do you say that in that moment? So when we went up to the mayor, and I actually hugged her, I was like, why'd you say that? Like, just don't. She goes, if that would have backfired on Game 5 too, I really would have been nervous. But she had a speech ready, but it rained. It rained on the cup parade, so like we're like ready for it. So, because I think she was getting mean threats by the Tampa fans. Like, why would you say that? But it worked out. I mean, it was a 1-0 game. It was very stressful, but it worked out.
Last year, you're in year 3 of this run. You just wrap it up. How hard was it? Like, I guess this is a general conversation. Nate and I have, playing the NFL and knowing like the way coaches handle things. I've been on one team that tried to repeat, because when I was in New England, then I moved on to Philly, so we couldn't repeat. Coaches, I felt like, made too big a deal about like the elephant in the room, like this is hard. Not a lot of people do it. And I feel like it almost becomes like a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you say enough that like, guys, don't have that slump, don't slack off, don't get complacent, then guys are distracted and they're in fact not thinking about what they need to do. You having won 3 in a row, if you're the coach or, you know, you're managing a team, like what is your message to a team? Like what's the key to defending?
Yeah, I think our message, well, started with our jam in the summer. I'll give you short stories. Like because we're going to try to get everyone back. I think we can run it back. And I think the message when we had our meetings too is like, we can run this thing back. I think we have all the tools in the room to run this thing back. And the message in the room by Coop, which is he's such a good talker and he knows when to respond at the right time. He knows to say the right things at the right time. I think it was just say, hey, listen, like, remember that feeling that we had when we won. You know, we didn't have our cup parties. We didn't have, you know, the families in the room. We didn't have the fans in the stands when we won the cup. Like, just imagine that feeling we had after we won in Edmonton in the room with just the guys. Imagine that times 10 with fans around, you know, families around. Like, they could witness you guys to see you achieve something so special, but to be part of history too. Like, this is something a lot of teams don't do in such a short period of time. Like, we won 2 Stanley Cups in under a year. I mean, that's unheard of.
Yep.
So like, his message was just like, go back to that feeling you guys had and go back to the feeling that we, you know, with you in the locker room and, you know, working with the guy beside you and, you know, go out there and do it. Cause, you know, Pittsburgh did it a couple of years ago, but you know, it's hard to do. I mean, teams did it in the 80s when there was, you know, like the dynasties like Long Island, you know, Edmonton, and then Montreal back in the day, Toronto in the 60s. But like, you're talking about 2000s. No other team besides Pittsburgh. You can be in a category of, you know, history. And I think that was a message. And he always had the right things to say. And it was pretty remarkable, man. Like, you know, we played 56 games this year, but we played every other single day. Plus the playoffs, we played every other single day. I mean, that's pretty hard to do. And the guys grinded so fucking hard, man. I was so impressed with the way we won this year than last year, just because guys were playing hurt. You know, McDonough was, you know, should have been up for the Conn Smythe, but, you know, he's playing with a broken hand. Cooch is playing with a broken rib. His hips hurting. Like,
see, Alex Killorn suffered a broken fibula in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final. I saw the X-ray. It was broken in 2 very distinct pieces all the way through. Blocked that shot, broke his leg on a Monday. On a Thursday, in the hopes of being able to come back and help us win the Stanley Cup, had a rod inserted in his fibula, was skating by Saturday. That's how you win the Stanley Cup.
You know, guys were hurt, and it was our star players that were hurt and just grinding through it. And I feel like, I still feel, and I know you guys will probably maybe disagree, I feel like hockey players are the toughest when it goes through like mental stage of like playing hurt. You know, Alex Killorn blocks a shot in the first game. He's skating on his foot, you know, Game 3 trying to play. So it's just like, it was pretty cool to see that adversity that would hit our team and how we respond to it. And just the messages that we got across to the guys from Coop and, you know, the leadership in our group.
Yeah, despite my best efforts to troll hockey fans, if any of them are actually listening, I do think hockey have the toughest guys because it's a totally different. I was talking to Bissonette about this. It's like a totally different toughness. It's like y'all are okay with your teeth getting knocked out and shit like that. That little puck would scare football players a lot. Like Nate probably like fuck that puck, dude. Yeah. Like same with me. We're like, we got the big collisions and that sort of thing, and y'all do too. And y'all are, in fact, skating faster when you hit each other. Ours are more frequent, but I would say the crown goes to hockey. Yeah. And I guess I would ask, like, what does that feel like to play every other day? Like, physically, when you show up to the rink, I don't know if he was, like, bag skating y'all or, like, whatever y'all call it, morning skate and that sort of thing.
Practice is like different. Like if we lose, we get bag skated. Like, you know, you try to get to the guys, he'll bury you, you know, he'll send a message. Morning skates, just a pregame skate. It might take 12 minutes. It's just a skate around, like do a couple drills. It's just a more feel the puck. But, you know, going to the rink every day, you know, sometimes you can't even get out of bed. Your back hurts so much, but you're like, all right, listen, I get paid too good not to, you know, be there with the boys. And like, you know, obviously you'll take days off. You'll take a maintenance day. Most of the, you know, top end guys will take maintenance days, but it's just a grind, man. Like, but I think the most important thing for me is the locker room feel. When you first walk, like you might say, fuck this. I hate fucking, you know, practice is going to suck today. But once you step foot in the locker room, I think having the boys smile and laugh and, you know, sweating and banging out together. I mean, I'm sure you miss that too. You know, that's the best part about all sports. You get to freaking, you know, spend the most time. That's your family. Like that's more my family than, you know, going home when you're playing. So, you know, waking up some days sucks, but I think most importantly is going to the rink every day, knowing you get to fucking joke around with the boys, you know, stories from last night for the young guys, you know, you try to just, you know, just live through them, you know, and just kind of banging out with them, man. It's a blast, but you know, there's always some pains and stuff that goes with it. You know, we bitch a lot, you know, we're human. We're supposed to bitch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's part of being a pro athlete. I feel like it's therapy to bitch in a locker room, like bitch about the coaches, bitch about the injuries, bitch about like the practice length. Like that's part of the balancing act of if I got to go do this, I get to complain about it too.
For sure, 100%. And like sometimes you got to give it back to the coaches too. And like, you know what I mean? It's just part of our how we you know operate. And I think people don't realize, you know, we're allowed to. I know we make millions of dollars, but listen, like we're allowed to bitch too. Just like you bitch at us on Twitter all the time, we're allowed to have a bad game and, you know, tell the fucking coach, you know, whatever. But that's just the way it goes.
Is it weird to like when you guys finished this run? Like I remember when I left New England, the last time I saw that building, like was the day after the parade. Like I was in there blackout getting my stuff and then I left. Like obviously I got to ride home, but like then I didn't see, there's people I haven't spoken to in person since that day. And like, I wonder, you know, aren't you guys going to lose maybe one guy to the expansion team? You know, there's definitely free agents every year. Is it a weird feeling? Do you guys need a break? Do you miss each other after 2 weeks? Because you have been together for like the better part of 2 years now.
Yeah, it's weird. You know, we have a group message and we just, you know, guys message, hey, I'm leaving. Love you guys. We'll always be champs forever. You know, it just sucks because you don't go back and see everyone say goodbye. You don't go to everyone's house. So like you might not see that guy again unless we play him again and like hug him after the game and making sure he's doing all right. But yeah, it's weird. Like you said, that's kind of weird. You haven't been back to Gillette Stadium. I mean, yeah, it's bizarre. Like I can't I guess that happened to me in St. Louis. I guess I literally got up and I signed in Tampa. And it's just weird that like you go to the rink and you're not, you know what I mean? So I don't know. I think the text messages are great because we have a Stanley Cup St. Louis group chat that everyone keeps up with.
Oh, hell yeah.
We have a Tampa one from last year. We all bullshit with each other. And now we have the COVID Cup. We named it the COVID Cup this year. So, or was it last year? So, we all have group messages that we can all keep up and, you know, just send some random shit, some goofy shit to keep up on. And like, if someone does something stupid during the game, they'll post, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that's a way we can keep up. I mean, thank God for iPhones, but bad for iPhones and social media too at the same time.
Right. You're damn right. You talk about the COVID year. That was grueling for everybody I know, like just like so crazy from what guys were saying. But on top of it, you get to the big stage and you're in Edmonton. Like, no offense to Edmonton, but was it not like the dead of winter in Edmonton? And like, how fast did y'all want to get out of there when you won?
Oh, fuck.
I feel like y'all teleported back to Tampa, bro. It was like, oh, fuck, you're already back.
So I played in Edmonton for 2 years. So I told the boys when you got there, I said, it's going to get cold, but it was nice. It was still September and it wasn't freezing just yet. But yeah, man, I mean, we had it really good in Toronto bubble. The Edmonton bubble was bad. It really was. I mean, I'm not chirping Edmonton because we didn't see, I mean, we just literally had a courtyard of a concrete slab, and that was it with the Tim Hortons truck. And that was it. I mean, that's all you saw in one restaurant downstairs. And, I'm not chirping the hotel. I mean, or the NHL. I mean, I'm so happy they got this done. Right. And but I felt bad for the guys that were in Edmonton the whole time. Like Dallas was. Like in Toronto, we had a pool, we had the MLS stadium we can go to and play football, play spike ball. Like if they had the Eskimo stadium, but you had to take a bus and drive there. Like we didn't have to, we literally walked everywhere. So it was nice. We had a great time, and the Edmonton bubble was a struggle. Thank God. I mean, once you got to the conference finals, you're like, all right, let's just bang this out. We have 2 more series to go for, 8 more wins. Like, let's do this, suck it up for now.
How grueling is like playing in the 4th longest game in NHL history? Y'all played, was it
against Columbus?
Yeah.
It was nuts. It was nuts. Guys were getting IVs in between intermission. It was like, at that point, you're just like, get me home. Like, come on, someone please score. Like, this is, you're going to see it. Guys couldn't even move. It was like a slow-paced hockey game by that point. Like, I think guys played over an hour. Some guys played over an hour of ice time. So, like, it was crazy. I mean, it was just nuts, like, to be a part of history like that,
And how good does it feel like, your Bennington was electric, like at multiple junctures in that run, dude, like he was just insane. And you guys got a goalie now, Vasilevsky. I say that name so I don't fuck it up.
Vasilevsky, you said it right.
You guys have nicknames for everybody. What do you call him? Yeah.
Big Cat.
Okay. Good. Tell me about that cat.
Because he likes cats and he's big. So we call him Big Cat.
Oh, cease and desist. Pardon my take. I wonder what makes those guys tick. Is there something that like goalies have in common to be able to do that? Like besides just they're crazy? And then what makes this dude special?
I think for me, that makes him special is just how athletic he is. Like he's ripped, like he competes hard. He competes hard in practice. He works at his craft on and off the ice. He's a very competitive goalie. And the thing that is mind blowing to me, he makes a save and there's a rebound. You think he's down and out. Like there's no chance in hell he's getting it. He's so acrobatic that he comes across and he just makes a save. He makes like the second and third save that a lot of goalies can't save. You know what I mean? He's long, he's lanky, he's flexible. Like it's pretty remarkable to see him. Like he's ultimate the best goalie, and I think he might go down as one of the best goalies in NHL history. I know you get the Patrick Roys, the Marty Brodeurs, but like you're in this generation, guys are faster, guys shoot the puck harder, guys are more skilled, guys are more in shape. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
powerful and just the way he competes and goes down. I mean, Marc-Andre Fleury is probably going to go down the history books too. He's one of the best goalies to ever play the game too. But like, I think we'll never see another generation goalie like this. I mean, he is just a stud.
Wow.
I mean, it's just so fun to watch him. Like you think, the cool thing about him, Vasi, is like we'd win 1-0, we'd give up, 18 shots. But good game, Vasi goes, I was bored. He wants like 60 shots a night against them. Like he wants he wants to be active because he feels like he's not on his game if there's like not a lot of action. So
where's he from?
Russia.
Mother Russia. Okay, so what?
Mother Russia.
So I asked Bissonette this. What's different about the Russian guys other than the accent? Like, are they just like the stereotypes of dudes that just can just face vodka and they like ride 4-wheelers out in the freezing cold and they're doing lighting cars on fire and shit? Are they just crazy?
I've been fortunate to play with some good Russians, like some like cool, like good, like we've got some good Russians that like to get after, party it up. Obviously, you can see Cooch Cooch is funnier than hell. And, but like, yeah, man, they like to drink vodka. Like that's just their thing. They like to go. So like the three Russians, Sergachev, Vasi, and Cooch, they go find Russian restaurants everywhere we go. So finally this year, but no, before COVID hit, the first year we won the cup, he took some of the boys out. We're like, why don't you ever invite us? Like, why is it always just you three? So like, they took us to this whole Russian routine. We were drinking vodka after vodka after vodka. I was like, is this what you guys do all the time? They're like, no, but like, we're giving you like the Russian dinner treatment. Like, this is what we do.
You just get blackout at dinner. It's awesome.
Yeah. Night before a game. It's great.
Do European guys get to take that thing to Europe? Like you get to take the cup home to St. Louis. It's easy. I know you had a killer party a couple years back. But like, do they get to take that thing overseas, European cats? And,
Yeah,
Russia?
They have to. Yeah, they get to. Yeah, absolutely. I know last year they couldn't, but this year, I think with COVID, I think with everyone being vaccinated or whatnot, I think you can take it over now. So.
And the guys with the white gloves fly it over?
Yeah, they fly it over.
Wow.
Pretty crazy.
That is crazy. I want to ask you about the hardest thing about this last 2-year run. You played a lot of playoff games. I know it's been grueling, but probably the hardest thing for you maybe is that you haven't been able to fight in the playoffs. Is that something? Yeah, you can't really fight in the playoffs.
No,
like I know you want to fight,
no.
but I'm like you're Mr. Playoffs. So how hard is it? What's the dance like? Like where you're like, usually I would fight this guy in the regular season. Are you a big prearrange the fight guy? I think we talked about this a few years ago. Fresh people.
I think the playoffs fighting kind of goes out of the picture only because just you need all 4 lines to win a championship, and like you need to be effective, and people are going to once it starts people running around, then you have to hey, slow it down. But like you might see that. Like I fought Matt Martin this playoffs. We needed a jump start. They beat us the first game, and they kind of ran around, and I kind of asked them to fight. But I think after that, you just kind of want to play hockey. You know what I mean? Like regular season, you get the guys that ask you or you ask them. It's kind of it is what it is for me. But I think during the playoffs, you kind of just need everyone, and you don't want to do something, out of the ordinary, take a stupid penalty, like go jump someone because he's running around. Because if you do that, then it could cost you the series or whatnot. So you got to be careful, pick your spots, pick your energy spots, when you're going to do it, if you're going to do it. So it's a lot harder in the playoffs, I feel like.
Does it, do you get green lighted by, coaches for that?
Yeah, I'll look behind the bench and be like, hey, Coop, you need me to ask this guy to fight? Is it a perfect time? He'll be like, no, yes. So he gives me the green light. And I kind of know when to go, when not to go, when the momentum's shifting, when do we need it or when we don't need it too. So if someone asks me, I'm like, no, I'm not fighting you. It's not the time, So then I might get the same answer by someone else. I'm like, hey, we're going. I'd be like, no, we're not fighting. So, and then if you're asking those guys in the playoffs, you kind of you're like, no, I'm not. This is not the time. So because they're trying to change the momentum.
Not now.
No, not right now.
So,
I don't want to get my ass kicked just yet.
Yeah. Well, Jake Paul said that he could beat up Paul Bissonnette. You really think that? I don't think you think that necessarily.
Listen, what he's doing is remarkable, Jake Paul.
Yeah,
I think what he's doing, he's marketing himself. Like, you can't really knock the kid for what he's been doing, being a shithead. But I think if you put a hockey player in a boxing ring, I mean, he's got to train. I think Bissonnette's got to train. I think, but we box in the summer, but I box in the summer, but I'm not like a boxer. I think I need to train my shoulders, like how to stay up, because if you drop them, you're going to get popped. Right. So, and the thing is with us, we hold jerseys too. So we're basically, we're holding jerseys, we're doing all that. So I don't know. I think I can see Paul if he gets in shape and stuff and gets his shoulders in shape. And I think he can take him down.
Here we go. Yeah, dude.
I just feel like right now these fights are I think he's telling these guys, hey, if I knock you out, I'll give you more money.
I don't think so. I think people really want to knock this kid out, and they can't.
No, I think Floyd was playing a game with him. I think Floyd was definitely playing a game with him. And I get it mixed up. Was Floyd fighting Jake or Logan? I really don't.
Logan. Not
Okay.
Jake. Not Jake.
Well,
Everyone
Logan's
who fights Jake.
isn't Logan like 6'4"? Like,
Yeah, Logan's
like,
a little bigger.
how big is Mayweather? I mean that's not even like a.
He's tiny.
I feel like, yeah, Mayweather tools like he can sit in a ring with someone all day, and he says all the time, you can boo at me all you want, but this is how I fight. You can't if no one hits him.
Mm-hmm.
TB.
No,
You can swing. You can have 100 punches one round, but they didn't hit him.
Mm-mm.
I don't know.
Who's the last UFC guy you guys would want to have to fight?
I mean, the St. Louis boys fighting Tyrone Woodley.
Tyron Woodley. He's a beast. I used to train with him a little bit. He's an absolute dog.
After seeing Greg Hardy get dropped, whatever dude he fought, I don't want to fight that guy because he dropped him hard, bro. Oh my!
He did. He knocked him out.
Goodness.
All that means is that cat can do all the core in the world. It's not going to make him any better. He's just a cement fist motherfucker, dude.
No, it's just like, and I love that his body shape isn't really the body type, and he doesn't have abs or like ripped definition, but like that's not what fighting is. Like,
I think Ultimate Fighting might be the most inclusive sport in the world.
If you think about it like that, it definitely is.
Or you can be whatever height. I mean, I used to watch those guys in the gis back in the day when UFC was like people wearing karate outfits, and you'd have like one 400-pound guy trying to fend off like these head kicks from this little guy. Like, yeah, UFC is an inclusive sport. Pat, one more question, and I'm gonna let you go, man. Thanks for the time. 3-year run. What is the contribution you're most proud of? It could be like in the locker room, or it could be a play, a moment. I'm definitely curious about the latter, though. Is there a moment that sticks out? I know the goal might be at the top of your head.
Honestly, I think just the leadership I took on the last 3 years, and like how I've merged into a locker room guy that kind of helps and kind of molds the players to play the right way, and kind of for example, Cooch, he didn't really speak up. Language barriers, big problem in the NHL, and like you got to make those guys feel like they can say what they need to say during intermission, during the game, and make them feel comfortable. And I think I've taken that next step of like understanding like those guys are so important to us, and if they're not speaking because they're our leaders and they're some of our best players, we're going to have problems. And I think that's obviously being a part of history the last 2 years. I think I haven't had the playoff numbers I really wanted the last 3 years, but I mean that I think people don't see the other side of like what I do and how I can help a team. I know I'm pumping my own tires, but I think people need to understand you need guys like that anyone can come up to and talk to if they're struggling. If a rookie gets called up, you make them feel welcome. You grab their phone, you put your number in there and say, hey man, call me if you need me, if you have a bad game or anything. I think that's the most important thing. And that's the most thing I'm very proud of the last 2 years of just how I've held myself and, been a good locker room guy and team guy for everyone. So, I just try to be that guy. When someone needs me, leans on me, I'm there for them.
Dude, well, count me in a group of people that's incredibly happy for you, man. Like, this is just...
Thanks. I appreciate it. Hey, I just had to pass you, You have to,
you did. You fucking asshole. You know what it was? It was like we did the interview, and then the energy went through the microphone to you, and then you took the torch and just shit on me with 3. I had to...
Oh, yeah.
so congrats, bro. Tell the family hi and live it up and get some sleep, man.
I have to say one last thing. Who I want to be in a ring with is, remember Kimbo Slice? Because I'd be a heavyweight in the UFC. That guy would eat me for lunch.
Yeah, you know who it would be for me? Because I'm just like, maybe I'm a prisoner of the moment, but Francis Ngannou.
Oh, wow.
I shook his hand at the ESPYs, bro, and I really understood when I shook his hand, because that hand is a little heavier than mine, and I got a big-ass mitt now. So, yeah, Francis Ngannou.
It's crazy. I mean, those guys are freaks, man. I mean, one punch, it just goes to show you, like, I mean, look at Connor's leg when he got hit. Like, dude, I ain't trying to do all that. You got like those leg kicks alone would knock you out.
Can you imagine? Do you ever like just hit your shin on like the bottom of your bed or something? How bad that hurts? Imagine it like just snapping.
You're laying on the ground, rubbing it, like trying to get the pain out. Oh.
I'm just, and like, I think shock takes over, but I'm pretty impressed with people being able to just sit there like, my leg's broken. I've seen dudes on the field.
He did a whole interview.
Yeah, I know he did an interview, but you've seen dudes on the field too that like didn't have a camera. And they just look over to the sideline and they're like, my leg's broken. Like I've heard a guy like, we see that, dude. I can see like it's trying to push out of your skin suit, man. Like just so anyways.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Like
that's a good thought to end on.
Well, I was watching that UFC, the one guy, I was literally watching him. I don't know, it was a couple weeks ago, and he was trying to play on. He hit the nerve in the back of your leg, and it goes numb. It's just like drop foot. He was still trying to play, and then he was getting choked out. And he's like, "No, my leg." It was just like, it was just, and then it's just gnarly. Those guys are just like, you have a different mentality, man.
Oh, even from you or I, bro. Because I just no, thank you. Not for a living. No, thank you.
No.
In a while. Patrick Maroon, 3-time champ, bro. The best. Thank you, man.
Thanks, guys, for having me. I appreciate it. It really means a lot to me to come on the show.
Dude.
Hope you boys are staying well. Hope you're liking retirement.
Loving it. You'll join me eventually after you win another like 5 or 6. And we gotta get drunk this off season.
You gotta come to the cup party.
When is it? Where is it?
It might be in September now, so we're trying to sort that out. So
I'm fucking there, dude. I'm there. Just call
me. You gotta come. You gotta drink out of it. Because you can't drink out of the Lombardi Trophy. You got to drink out of the Stanley Cup.
I would love it. All right, bro.